It doesn't get any easier when you become an adult to not play with a shiny new toy that just came in. Hi, everybody. I'm Patrick from Patty Melt, and this past week has kind of been a really chaotic, transformative week. My tiny little studio here is undergoing a pretty big transformation as we welcome some new equipment in and kind of look down to the horizon of future changes here on the channel and equipment that's still yet to come in. These were all machines that have been pre-ordered over the last 6 months, and these two here, the Anycubic Cobra X and the Snapmaker U1, were ordered months apart from one another and then just happened to come in on back-to-back days. Pretty overwhelming, and then I had to really quickly pivot and get everything ready. So it's been a bit chaotic, and also we had to do some maintenance on the H2D and some cleaning. So that's what we're here for this week. But I really am excited for the videos that are coming down the road. We have a lot of really interesting and cool projects, but until those are ready, let's get into cleaning things up. I'd really like to save you the heartache of getting the wrong cleaning supplies, because that certainly happened to me. There's no more important cleaning supply for the H series of Bambu Lab printers than this gear floss. It really allows you to get in there and get those screws extremely efficiently and reapply the grease once you're done cleaning. This is an absolute no-brainer, and you can get them in packs of 3, and it makes it fairly cost-effective. And these are my go-to products for getting the dirt off everything and then reapplying the lube and the grease, and I find it doesn't leave behind a bunch of residue. When you run out of the tiny little packets of lube and grease that Bambu Lab gives you, this is what you're going to want to pivot to next, and it's pretty much industry standard across 3D printers. You're going to find a rhythm that works for you, but what I would recommend is start with a corner and do everything you need to do in that corner. And so get the floss in there, get all of the grease out, take your wipes. In this instance, I take my Chemex wipes and get all of the residue off of the rail. And then I just start at the bottom, I move the bed down, and then I go to the top. And then if you go corner by corner, you're less likely to miss anything. When you're doing this, you want to have kind of a slack grip. You definitely want to get it in there enough to get the residue off, but you really don't want to be bending those rails or really kind of contorting those screws any more than you have to. And do yourself a favor, definitely get some gloves. I picked these up at Harbor Freight. They're a weird size, and I had a hard time getting them onto my hands. It is no joke trying to access the rear lead Z screw and the linear rod, and you're going to want to be very careful and mindful here. Make sure that you're putting grease on the lead screw. Make sure that you're putting lube on the rod. I wouldn't want to see anything happen to your printer there. In my opinion, I have 3D printed about half a dozen of the lube and grease application tools, and I gotta tell you, they were all more trouble than they were worth. It became another thing to clean, another thing to take care of. It didn't go where I wanted it to go. These swabs are great. They're absorbent. I get the right amount of grease or lube on there, and it works so much better than any of the things I 3D printed that are now just have been recycled. I have seen so many people have failed prints because bits of filament and gunk got on their silicone sock and their Hotend. So when you're cleaning the rails, I mean, it's just a good idea to give everything a clean here. So get that sock off, make sure that it doesn't have any missing pieces or chunks, get it wiped off, and then go ahead and grab a wire brush, get in there, and, just give everything a good gentle scrape. Any of the wispy bits that may be hanging on, this is a great time to get that off of there. And if you're new to the H2D like I was coming from the H2S, you're just going to want to make sure that you swap over that flow blocker from your touch screen. I could see someone reaching down there and trying to manually move it, and I almost did that. And this is also one of those parts that you want to have plenty of spares on, because those can get bent and tweaked really easily and completely defeats the purpose of a dual nozzle system. I like to take this time to get a really good look at the tool head, get underneath it with my camera and review the footage just to make sure that I don't have any stage 5 Klingons hanging down there or anything that's going to come back to bite me in the rear and cause a failed print. Maybe it's just because the Z-axis lead screws are hidden on the A1, but every time I go to clean my H2S or H2D, I almost forget about the X-axis, and that would be a really bad idea because it has a fair bit of residue. But this is a good time, too, to see if it has excessive residue, as you might be wearing through a belt, or that might be a telltale sign of a more serious problem. So just really take your time when you're in there and look at how much residue is coming off on the swab. I'm really not happy with how much I was moving the belts here. What I really should have done was either used another piece of floss, I'm not sure why I was skimping on them, or taking that Kimtech wipe and wrapping it around somewhat similarly but loosely to really get the residue off that rail so I didn't have to bump the belt so much. When I'm cleaning, I also take the time to put the camera back there in areas that my thick head won't reach, just to make sure that everything looks right, nothing looks like it's damaged or fallen out of place. Cleaning is just a good time to be able to do that and make sure that everything is just okay. And when I'm done cleaning a rail, I'll just go ahead and with the touchscreen, move the bed up and down, get some of that grease and some of the lube distributed, make sure there aren't any clumps there. And when I'm all done with the interior, I like to go ahead and make sure to home the tool head. This does a couple things. One, it gives another good up and down spread on those Z-axis to make sure that all of the grease and the lube is spread apart. But it also makes sure that I don't have any weird funky collisions when I go to use the printer again, because I will forget where I left that tool head. So just a good precautionary measure. I'll also take the time to peek into the AMS systems, make sure that everything's looking good, kind of visually check the desiccant. Obviously, I can see the moisture level in there, but I'll also go behind the machines, make sure that the PTFE tubes are looking good, and make sure that everything looks in place and that nothing looks funky. It's just a great time to do it, and then I have the confidence everything's all right. Last but not least, I like to make sure to give the top a wipe down, get all the dust off there, make sure that I can get these looking really nice and clean. The Bambu Lab H series are amazing printers, and they are beautiful pieces of equipment. So I just like to get it looking a little bit closer to the day that it came out of the box. Whoa there, bud. Careful with the door. That was a little reckless. But they are amazing machines. And everybody, like, if you take the time to take care of this machine, it's going to keep going for a very long time. If you made it this far, I want to thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I am so extremely excited to get these two printers set up. I'm equally anxious. I've never had a tool changer, and the Snapmaker U1 looks like a fantastic machine that can allow me to do so many things. It's been chaotic trying to get everything in the small space set up and cleaned and ready to go for this new equipment. But despite that, I love having you along here for this journey and seeing every step of that process. If you're having a chaotic week this week, I hope that you're able to find some time that you're able to carve out to do something that brings you joy, to create something, to do something fun, because you are so very worth the investment. Have a great week, everybody.